Coming up on OU Nightly, Matt Gaetz quits Congress. Find out what's next. Plus, what you need to know before you pack it up for Thanksgiving. And OU honors a famous alum. We'll tell you who. This is OU Nightly. Thanks for watching OU Nightly. I'm Darian Curry.
And I'm Olivia Hayes. We begin tonight with new information on President-elect Donald Trump's former Attorney General pick, Matt Gaetz.
Just one day after he withdrew from consideration for the position, the former Florida rep announced he will not be returning to Congress. Gaetz resigned from the House after Trump named him to lead the Department of Justice, but after winning re-election this fall, the question remained whether he would come back to Congress. According to CNN, Gaetz said he will not be returning to the 119th Congress, but instead, he's going to be fighting for President Trump from, quote, a new perch. But back here in Norman, we've officially hit cold weather.
OU Nightly meteorologist Alexa Dringus will tell us more about the first freeze last night. Alexa?
Yeah, Olivia and Darian, if you were outside earlier this morning, you might have noticed some frost on your windshield, and that is because we saw our first freeze of the season. Temperatures in Norman were sitting at about 32 degrees, so just the perfect conditions for that freeze to occur. However, currently these temperatures across the state have warmed up quite a bit. We are looking beautiful here in Norman. Coming up, we're going to talk about the chance for another warm up, your incoming cold front, and your game day forecast.
Thanks, Alexa. Russian President Vladimir Putin says he's going after countries that allow Ukraine to use their weapons on Russian territories, including the U.S. Emma McAndrews has that in the rest of today's national and international headlines from the News Center. Emma?
Putin says Russia will continue to test the new experimental ballistic missiles after its strike on Ukraine this past week. Ukraine President Zelensky says the country's defense minister is talking to allies about development on a new air defense system. South Korea's national security advisor says it is believed to have given North Korea air defense equipment and anti-air missiles in return for troops to fight in the war. And it's all over for President-elect Trump in his criminal hush money trial. The sentencing set for next week has now been postponed indefinitely following Trump's re-election. The judge also agreed to hold off his presidential immunity decision until after both parties' filing. Merchant didn't set a new sentencing date or make any further statements. And the nominations for the next presidential cabinet continue to be announced. Sources say Kelly Loeffler is expected to be nominated for the Secretary of Agriculture Department position, and he's announced Florida Attorney General Pam Bondi as his new Attorney General pick. A reminder, the U.S. Senate has the approval power on all nominations. And the Illinois Supreme Court overturned actor Jussie Smollett's conviction on allegations in Chicago of a staged racist and homophobic attack 6 years ago. AP reported the charges were dropped because of special prosecutor involvement. Darian, Olivia.
Thanks, Emma. Now, just 2 days to go till the holiday travel rush is on.
Coming up on OU Nightly, we'll tell you exactly what you need to know before you hit the roads or the runways coming up.
Plus, the university honors an important alum with a statue unveiling.
Why this donor is so important when OU Nightly continues.
If you're hitting the roads for Thanksgiving, AAA says you could be hitting those brake lights more often than you'd like. AAA says there's more than 697,000 Oklahomans will be traveling to their turkey dinner. As for the road, AAA says around 92% of Oklahomans traveling will be driving. And Sean Stewart with AAA says it's safe to expect this will be a busy holiday.
Tuesday and Wednesday will be the busiest days on the roads for people leaving And then certainly coming back on Sunday and even Monday, we expect the highways to be fairly busy.
AAA is also sharing tips with OU Nightly to help prepare you for your trip. The company says to avoid rush hour in the afternoon and evening on Tuesday and Wednesday, especially in larger cities before heading out. They recommend getting your car serviced or inspected. They say the top 3 reasons for roadside assistance is for dead batteries, tires, and vehicle breakdowns. And if you're trying to catch a flight, they advise travelers to arrive at the airport early and download your airline's app. AAA also says it's important for drivers to slow down and pay attention this holiday season.
Friends, family, and alumni gathered outside Price College today for a special moment. The university is honoring Michael F. Price with a statue unveiling. Price made tremendous donations to OU, but sadly passed away in 2022. The ceremony finished off the event with a statue unveiling. Michael's son, Andrew Price, flew in from New York to celebrate his father and says how much this unveiling means to him and his family.
Everything. Taught me how to be a man, taught me how to be a great father to my kids, taught me how important it is to open your doors, to take your time, work with students, work with, anyone interested in the field of, field of employment that you might sit in. Just take that time, take the phone call, take the email. He always did that.
Andrew says his family will continue honoring his father over the course of this weekend.
And ahead of Thanksgiving is a blockbuster weekend at the theater, and fans of these movie franchises are ready to make the most of it.
We'll tell you which 2 movies are keeping people on the edge of their seat, but you'll have to wait until after the break.
Coming up, we'll continue to track an incoming cold front that will impact temperatures. Temperatures have definitely warmed up since this morning. As you may have seen earlier in the show, we experienced our first freeze of the season so far, sitting at about 32 degrees, and you might have even seen some frost on your windshield. However, those temperatures have increased quite a bit. 61 degrees here in Norman, and it is just beautiful, feeling like such a beautiful fall day outside. We can also see our humidity and dew point are relatively low, so it is nice and crisp outside, not as moist as what we've seen over the last few weeks with a lot of that precipitation. So be sure to go outside on a bike ride or even take your dog for a walk, because it is just a beautiful fall day. Across the metro, we're also seeing those similar temperatures in the 60s as well, and that is a similar story for those of us here pretty much entirely across the state of Oklahoma. Some areas are seeing temperatures though in those upper 50s as well. But as we head into this evening, those temperatures are going to cool. We're going to cool into the 40s pretty much here across the metro, so not as cool as what we saw last night. However, those temperatures are still going to be pretty chilly, so if you are heading out this evening, be sure to have a jacket on hand with you. And these change in temperatures are due to this trough ridge system that we're seeing here. Currently, Oklahoma and much of the Midwest is under a ridge, which is keeping those temperatures pretty warm, and why we're going to be seeing warmer temperatures over the weekend. However, we can see this trough will start to move in gradually and implement this cold front around Sunday at 5 a.m. However, it's playing a trick on you because that cold front is going to actually lift Sunday, and then a new cold front with a low pressure system will develop going into Monday. So that's when we're going to see that drastic change in temperatures, about 20 degrees. And those cooler temperatures are also why we're going to be seeing this 6 to 10 day temperature outlook. Temperatures are going to be below average for most of the North Midwest. They're going to be seeing about 90% of temperatures below average. However, for those of us here in Oklahoma, we're going to be seeing temperatures about 60% below average, so still quite a bit colder than what we've normally been seeing. However, like I said, for your game day this weekend, we are going to warm up and it's going to be another beautiful fall day. Tailgating time, we're going to see temperatures at the lower 50s. We're gradually going to increase around kickoff, nearing the 60s, and then just in time for halftime, we're going to see those temperatures in the 60s. Going into our 7-day forecast, however, like I said, Sunday we're going to increase quite a bit, 72 degrees, almost feeling like summer, but then that cold front is going to push in Monday and really make an impact and drop those temperatures. Tuesday, we may see another increase again in those temperatures, but then they're going to gradually decrease again for Thanksgiving.
Ooh, okay, perfect. Thank you. Also, I love your outfit.
Oh my goodness, I think we're twinning.
Are we? Okay, perfect way to have a last Friday.
Yeah.
Now, The studios, also thank you, Alexis. The studios behind Wicked and Gladiator 2 are looking to smash box office records this weekend, even hoping for a Glicked phenomenon, similar to the Barbie, Oppenheimer, or Barbenheimer combo of 2023.
So far, Wicked has made over $19 million at the box office thanks to early screenings throughout the week. The film adaptation of the Broadway musical starring Cynthia Erivo as Elphaba and Ariana Grande as Glinda is expected to be one of the biggest openings of the year, with estimated sales about $110 million. And the Alabama Crimson Tide rolls into Norman tomorrow, and there's a lot on the line for the Sooners.
And one more win means OU makes a bowl game, and the Sooners go out with the final home win. All this and more next in Big Friday Sports.
Welcome back to OU Nightly and welcome to Big Friday Sports. I'm Cam Williams.
And I'm Kaylee Jo Hommel. OU football is back across the street this week for their last home game of the season. OU Nightly's Darby McCormick is live with why Saturday's game against Alabama just means more for some Sooners.
Yeah, guys, as you can see behind me, ESPN College Football Bus is here and getting ready for tomorrow when OU Alabama meet for the 7th time ever. But win or lose, those seniors that are taking Owen Field for the last time, hopefully they can get a win, and Brent Venables and them are just hoping that it'll be a highlight to this Rocky season.
But I can promise you these players and the coaching staff are incredibly disappointed. But that doesn't mean that our spirit's broken. And that's what I've seen, a strong spirited team that's invested too much. You don't just give in here, in the 11th hour.
Going out with a dub, we want to win this game. I mean, not only for us, but for this program and for Coach V and the coaching staff as well. Just going out with a bang. It's been a long year, and it's been rough. But if we can just go out and win this game, I know it'll be really important to all the guys that you just mentioned, and it's just like I said, just the coaching staff as well.
Yeah, it's sad. It really goes by fast. Every senior is going to say that. It's cliche, but it's so true. It can be a little. It's painful coming out here for the last time. Had so many great experiences, the highs, lows, the lows. But I think I've no regrets on how my career has gone. Every time I step on my feet, I leave it all out there, and so you just got to take advantage of the opportunity and just take it all in one more time.
Now, if the Sooners can get a win, it'll be the 10th season in a row that OU football has been able to pull off the dub in their home finale, and it'll definitely be the senior gift that keeps on giving. Reporting live outside Owen Field, Darby McCormick, OU Nightly.
Thanks, Darby. As Alabama rolls into the Palace tomorrow night, let's take a look at the Crimson Tide's last outing versus 9-1 Mercer. And in the first quarter, freshman phenom Ryan Williams eludes the first defender on the jet sweep from under center and runs this run 29 yards to the house to put Bama up early. And then up 31-7, Jalen Milroe keeps the read option and bulldozes his way into the end zone for 6, and the Crimson Tide would go on to handle business 52-7.
And Milroe will hope to take care of business again, but this time on Owen Field. But there's no bad blood between him and Jackson Arnold. I was at SEC Media Days this summer where I asked the quarterbacks about one another.
Now 16 strong with Oklahoma in the SEC, and they're facing a warm welcome to the conference, proving it's not just about competition and rivalries. Alabama quarterback Jalen Milroe had nothing but kind words to say about Sooners quarterback Jackson Arnold at SEC Media Days.
He's a great dude. Just to have the chance to be able to talk to him and listen his views, because for me, I just see the views of being an Alabama quarterback, but to hear his views of being an Oklahoma quarterback, it was great. So, I'm super excited for the future success that he will have this year, and especially with him being a Texas kid, so I'm rooting for him definitely.
And Arnold had a few for Milroe.
I did get to meet Jalen. I talked to him for a little bit, the air it out night, and I think he's a great dude. I think he's a great player too. And obviously played very highly for them last year. Did a lot of great things for them, and I think I'll continue to do great things for them this year.
It wasn't just a time for new relationships. I had the opportunity to talk to my former high school quarterback. You were voted most likely to succeed in high school. I have it right here. This is actually me and you in our high school yearbook.
Hey, how you doing? Yeah,
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Do you feel like you've lived up to that success?
I'm blessed. I'm blessed and highly favored. I have God on my side, so who can be against me?
The last time OU and Bama met, the Crimson Tide surged past the Sooners 45-34. Reporting from SEC Media Days,
I'm Kaylee Jo Hommel.
There is a packed slate around the SEC this weekend as Jackson Dart and 9th-ranked Ole Miss travel southeast to face Florida. 10th-ranked Georgia faces an unfamiliar opponent as they host UMass. The high-scoring Tennessee Vols host UTEP at Neyland Stadium. And that great Kentucky defense travels to Austin to face the 3rd-ranked Texas Longhorns. And Mike Elko takes his 15th-ranked Aggies to Jordan Hare in a showdown with Auburn.
Sooner fans know the name Jake Roberts, but our Andrew West got to know more from another Roberts dressed in red and white. He's here in the studio with some high school football for Airing It Out with Andrew.
Yeah, buddy. Welcome back to the final Airing It Out with Andrew. My old high school weightlifting coach loved quoting Keanu Reeves with pain heals, chicks dig scars, and glory lasts forever. And speaking of glory, we caught up with Washington High School tight end Nate Roberts before their matchup with Kiefer tonight during their campaign for a 3rd straight state championship.
It's playoffs now, so anything can really happen. We know any of these teams that are still in it can win state, so we got to go out and play our best game. But Kiefer's definitely a bigger team. They're strong, physical kids. They got a good offense and good defense. But I just feel like overall we're the better team. But we just got to go out and play our game, and we'll be perfectly fine.
Matchups tonight. We got the Backyard Bowl in the playoffs. Union took the regular season matchup 9-3. Over in 6A2, Piedmont heads northeast to take on the Sandites of Sand Springs. Down a level in 5A, some future Sooners lead Carl Albert against the Claremore Zebras. And in 4A, Salisaw hits the road to the Shady 580 for a matchup with Elgin. And finally, capping it off is OU commit Elijah Thomas and Chakotah as they head to Bristow. Cam, Kaylee Jo.
Thanks, Andrew. Coming up after the break, we'll have a game day forecast for OU's showdown with Alabama.
And one Sooner squad is looking to double down on their biggest rival. We'll have more Sooner sports when we come back.
It's Friday, and that means it's almost game day. OU is set to play Alabama tomorrow, and it is just going to be a beautiful fall game day. Starting off at tailgating time, we're going to be sitting in the lower 50s, so be sure to pack a jacket with you. But however, as we head into kickoff, those temperatures are going to increase into the near 60s. Around halftime, those temperatures are just going to hit 64 degrees, so it is just going to be a wonderful day to watch some football.
Thanks, Alexa. OU volleyball hosts their rival Texas Longhorns tonight at 6 p.m. in McCaslin Fieldhouse. In the last matchup between the two foes on November 3rd, the Sooners took the win in Austin, defeating the Longhorns 3-2. In the win, Alexis Shelton led the Sooners with 27 kills, followed by 14 from Camille Gibson. The Sooners come into this rematch with the Longhorns 12-9 and need a win to keep pace in the loaded SEC.
Number 9, OU women's basketball is fresh off a 30-point win over Wichita State, and they're looking to win big again tonight. This time in Sin City, the Sooners face UNLV, and it could be a gamble. The Lady Rebels lead the all-time series and beat OU last season 92-76. Tip-off is 8:30 p.m.
And OU men's hoops faced the East Texas A&M Commerce Lions last night, and the Sooners dominated. Freshman sensation Jeremiah Fears led all scorers with 20 points and added 5 assists in the 84-56 win. Head coach Porter Moser isn't worried about his team's up and down three-point shooting.
We've been without 2 of our best shooters. And now this is the 3rd game where we've had a different player make 4 threes. And that's a great sign. I told the message at halftime was this. I told him, I said, we were 3 for 15 from 3. And I thought we were getting great looks. I thought we were moving the ball was popping, we were spaced. We just didn't hit shots. And I just told the guys, I said, we're going to make shots in the second half. If you keep moving the ball like you are and sharing it, we're going to make shots. And we made 7 threes in the second half.
And for a former Sooner on that Oklahoma basketball squad, Austin Reeves and his Lakers took on the Magic last night. The shooting guard put up 9 points in Los Angeles with 3 assists and 2 rebounds. But abracadabra, it wasn't enough. Orlando takes it 119-118. Buddy Hield is back tonight as the Warriors face the Pelicans at 6:30, and Trae Young's in Chicago with the Hawks taking on the Bulls at 7.
And the 12-4 OKC Thunder are off to a hot start to open the season, but the next couple of games will be tough for the young Thunder squad. They will play 3 games in 5 days next week versus De'Aaron Fox and the Sacramento Kings, Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors, and LeBron James and the Los Angeles Lakers.
OU Wrestling is back on the mat tomorrow and back at McCaslin Fieldhouse for their home opener. The Sooners host Wyoming at 1:30 p.m. For two teammates, their connection goes beyond the Crimson and Cream. Juan Mora and Gavin Sachs both used to compete for North Dakota State, and they can agree on one thing. The change was hard, but they love OU.
We were teammates, if not, really good, close friends, and no change is always easy, but coming to Oklahoma has been really great so far. I know during the process they spoke a lot about community and being a part here and being able to experience firsthand. It's like no other,
Yeah, it was a big change for me coming from the cold and all that stuff. So I know when I made the trip down here, it was right away. I was so excited.
OU men's tennis competed in the NCAA Individual Championships on Thursday. Senior Jordan Hassan lost in straight sets, freshman Oscar Lacidas lost in 3 sets, and Bruno Nevin also lost in a doubles match.
OU women's tennis is also swinging, and Julia Garcia Ruiz is on fire. The Sooner has reached the semifinals of the NCAA Singles Championship. Ruiz took both sets against number 69 Valerie Glossman from Stanford earlier today.
And that's it for Big Friday Sports, but not for you, Kaylee Joe. We have a little special surprise for you just to say thank you for all that you've done here and your time.
I can't believe this right now.
So, Kaylee Joe, how do you feel about your time in Gaylord? Well, give me a special moment.
Special moment? Definitely right now. I honestly can't choose one because every day here is always the best.
That's
I love you guys so much.
We love you too.
Thanks for watching Big Friday Sports. I'm Kaylee Jo Hommel.
And I'm Cam Williams. Have a fun and football-filled weekend.